CBS is sinking, and perhaps their news division has been drinking the Kool-Aid. But stockholders are none too happy. Paramount stock, which owns CBS Viacom, dropping down, and now they're looking like they may be out and down when it comes to finding a buyer. Skydance potentially ready to walk. Today we'll tell you why now it may be that the news is ready to talk the talk of going down the mainstream middle, especially as Warner Brothers now also joins the fight against DEI. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel that continues to bring you the news you need, delivered hot, fresh, and piping indeed on a silver platter of truth with a capital T. Folks, click the like button. We'll dive in and tell you why CBS is a drag on Paramount and why the only thing working appears to be them going back to what families want, that is, non-ideological, non-partisan content in the form of a little blue hedgehog. All right, take a look at this. Out of the Hollywood Reporter, it says Paramount posts $286 million quarterly streaming loss. You might say, well, that's interesting, but it's not as big as Disney, and it's, what does this have to do with me? How does this affect me in real life? Well, folks, remember that Paramount is the company that owns CBS. And remember that CBS is currently facing a huge lawsuit, $20 billion. It exceeds the full value of Paramount. $20 billion is the lawsuit for election interference from President Donald J. Trump. Paramount also is dealing with the FCC investigation into CBS. Needless to say, Paramount cannot afford a bad quarter right now, and yet that is exactly what is happening, and it could impact the sale of Paramount, Viacom, CBS to Skydance or to anyone else as settlement talks are now happening, and this would be, I believe, blood in the water for the Trump administration, for the Trump team as they go into mediation with Paramount. It says with the sale to Skydance Media pending, the studio saw its film unit lift overall revenues by 67% to $108 billion, driven by theatrical box office for Gladiator 2 and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. This is so fascinating to me. And, we dispelled the rumor, and we're going to continue to do so, that Mufasa has been a box office win for Disney. Sonic 3 truly is, to the point that Sonic 3 is saving Paramount right now. How's that for you? Because Gladiator 2, they threw that in there. That's a virtue signal. Gladiator 2 didn't make any money. This is Sonic 3 lifting Paramount. All right, let's read the article. Paramount Global reported its fourth quarter financial results on Wednesday with a streaming loss posted ahead of a sale of the studio to Skydance Media. The Hollywood conglomerate earlier said the seasonal timing of content and marketing expenditures would produce a loss for the streaming business in the fourth quarter, even as domestic profitability for its Paramount Plus streaming platform is forecast into 2025. For the direct-to-consumer segment, which includes Pluto TV, but magically doesn't get included in Nielsen, hey, Disney, yeah, we haven't forgot that all your streaming's been combined together, and it's special that way. Paramount posted an adjusted OIBDA loss of $286 million for the latest financial quarter, an improvement from the $490 million adjusted OIBDA loss in the same period of 2023. For the full year, Paramount reported a $1.2 billion improvement in the DTC adjusted to a loss of $497 million. This is a company that is in loser mode outside of one blue blur, Sonic the Hedgehog. Really, honestly, you could claim that Tulsa King and a few others are helping, but Sherry Redstone and National Amusements, they've got to get rid of this thing, and this is what's making it all the harder for them to get out from under the Trump administration's ire. At the same time that their company is circling the drain and needs to be sold off, it turns out that the CBS News division is determined, it would seem to me, to make this almost impossible. Because what did we find out the other day that the FCC is so interested in to approve this deal? If CBS is sold to Skydance, the FCC wants assurances that the news division is going to begin reporting the news fairly. And what have they doubled and tripled down on? Not. So everything's getting very hot over at Paramount. You can see over the past 5 days, the stock for Paramount is down 3.5%. And this is no Disney. This is $11.11 right now. And please make it make sense. Panel, what say you? Where do you think this is going in terms of Paramount dropping in value at a time when they definitely need every dollar they can possibly find in the couch.
Oh, well, they are they're in complete panic mode right now. I'm looking at this number and I'm imagining just like how low it would be if Taylor Sheridan didn't exist. Like if he wasn't like, because his shows are, consistently in the top 10 streaming originals. Him and Sonic, they are the things that are holding up this company right now. And you're seeing also they're rolling back. They're working on an article for the site right now. They're rolling back their DEI initiatives, which I think is kind of an olive branch to Trump. I think it is it's them trying to get themselves out of this mess, because it is a mess. And if they don't, Trump can do so much worse than the lawsuit. He can block the administration can block the sale of CBS with anti-monopoly laws. So
yep. I was about to say the exact same thing when it came to those DEI adjustments that they're making over there at Paramount. It's like Trump is holding is it the sword of Sophocles or whatever? He's holding that sword over their necks, and he's saying, "You guys got to make some
sword
changes.
Of Damocles."
Damocles, thank you. The sword of Damocles is dangling over Paramount's neck, and they need to make some changes. And I think that was one step, definitely moving on with their DEI practices, because, essentially they got to get in line with what Trump wants and, stop pushing all of this racism through their company. But on the other side, you also have the fact that they're just struggling, and, maybe Paramount Plus is a good thing to do, maybe not. But they're struggling just to make money, period, regardless of what's going on with Trump. So it's just all the way bad, or all the way around, no matter how you want to look at it. And yeah, you got to keep an eye on this, because CBS has been, part of that, Trump derangement band of media. And it's about time that comes to an end. We start getting some fair news, especially because 60 Minutes is over with CBS, and that's a very big show. I watched 60 Minutes when I was growing up. All of us probably did. So they have to get back. They have to get things right. And I'm glad to see that some pressure is being brought upon this company in different avenues.
This is one of the companies out of the legacy media that actually could, like, if this sale doesn't happen, and if the lawsuit prevails for Trump, this is a company they're in TikTok territory right now. This is not good. And by the way, I think this is why they have no solution other than they've got to moderate the news. They got to tell the truth. And if they have ideologues in the news division, which they have plenty, it's an Easter basket, a cornucopia of crazies over there. If they're not willing to just report the news, then they're going to have to let them go. They're going to have to cut them free and let them go over to MSNBC and hang out with Rachel Maddow or something. Vash, I think the pressure is building to the point that they don't have any other way forward.
Oh yeah, I mean, Paramount's options are they're pretty limited as we go along. Right here, we have seen pressures put on obviously CBS from definitely the Trump administration right there, right? So yeah, I do agree with Marvin's assessment that it might be an olive branch just to say, hey, please don't pick on us, and maybe that's also why Disney has recently sent out a memo from its HR director talking about how, your executive compensation is not going to be directly tied to DEI initiatives like they were before and so forth. So you have a lot of companies looking to get in line that way. It is sad and unfortunate to see the state of Paramount at this point, but I think we're going to see more corporate consolidation in some way, especially regarding Paramount, as they might get acquired by somebody else, or perhaps they're bought off for parts. That is also a scenario that could play itself out as well. We've kind of seen that from MGM as they were acquired from Amazon back in the day. So this is definitely a situation to watch, and it is rapidly developing for sure.
Jonas, walk us through the bifurcation of this company, where on the theatrical side, they've aimed for just fun for everyone, right? It's a middle of the ground approach, right? Sonic is a character that everybody loves. They put him with a police officer who's presented as a good, honorable best friend / dad in a mixed race marriage. That's nobody. Listen, the society today has no issue with any of this stuff. And Sonic is doing enough to keep this company going. Meanwhile, the news division has lost their minds and is losing time for the company. potentially knocking out their sale even. It's amazing to me to look at the different way this is being approached within the company, what's winning and losing. Walk us through it.
Well, this is something that we were tracking even before Skydance was on the docket to try and buy Paramount, is that there's a high correlation of movies that involve Skydance that didn't have a bunch of weird garbage in it. Now, I will say, like, Rise of the Beasts apparently starts out with some racial grievance stuff, but it at least and I know it sounds like cope to say this, but at least it wasn't like gender and sexuality grievance or why am I stumbling over this? They didn't put in a bunch of weird LGBT stuff in it. Obviously, Tom Cruise and his not the Mission Impossible ones, Maverick. That one is very much just it's a dad movie, but I think it's something everyone can enjoy. But there has been this correlation at Paramount of just making fun movies. Also, their streaming services with Paramount Plus specifically are at the top of the streaming originals with everything by Taylor Sheridan. Now, Taylor Sheridan is not a conservative. And anytime that someone tries to accuse him of being conservative, he generally puts in something to try to convince people otherwise. I think that there's two things going on. First of all, Paramount just wants to make good movies. They're not so worried about the message. There are, in fact, people in the Sonic the Hedgehog films that tweet every single day how much they hate Trump. I mean, every single day. Super repetitive. I'm surprised they're not getting caught for spam. But none of that is in the movie. There's a little bit like Jim Carrey gets one joke in the second film, but it's a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing. They stay away from politics and generally make their money back on movies like that. This is a company that can be saved if Sherry Redstone would just let it happen. Also, they need to settle this ridiculous lawsuit here. And it's not going to be for $20 billion because they ain't got $20 billion.
And one more thing we need to add, folks, just breaking right now that could have an effect on Paramount and other companies. Take a look at this. Out of Deadline, breaking minutes ago, literally, because this is Pacific time they have. So at 12:24 p.m. Eastern time by Jill Goldsmith, Warner Brothers Discovery drops diversity and equity language amid DEI rollbacks. Our overarching work in this space will now be referred to as inclusion. So Warner Brothers now, following the Trump administration, Orange Man bad? No, they're glad to be able to do whatever it is that gets them out of the hot water. And woke is collapsing before our eyes. I think this could also have an impact on Paramount, as surely this is giving them the kind of clout they need to clean house with their CBS News division and just say, you know what, enough of it. Everybody else is doing this. Warner Brothers is doing this. We're going to do it too. We're going to clean house. That's what I think. But that
is that all three major networks?
Well, Disney has not quite gone this far. Disney has renamed stuff, but Disney has not come out and said we're dropping DEI. Unless I'm wrong, Jonas. Am I wrong about that?
No, Disney has not said that there might have been some handwave things here or there. They still have a vice president in charge of diversity on their corporate leadership board. I'm not completely sure that everybody is on the same page over there at Paramount, however.
Do you have something, Jonas?
Yeah. Tom Zebrowski has been named the president of CBS News, which is, of course, under Paramount here. But guess where he came from? He had top roles at ABC News and has been named president and executive editor at CBS News.
Wait a minute. Is this breaking today?
Yeah. This is 9:30 this morning Eastern time.
Okay. For those who didn't know, the head of CBS News departed, but they called the head of CBS News something entirely different. It was the president of editorial and news gathering. And so it put me in a very odd position because I had to do a video on that. And I knew that was the head of CBS News, yet they were not declaring it. So now this guy comes in as the replacement. Now he's the head of CBS News. So they tried to soften the blow when she left. And now he gets the grandiose title that she was bereft of.
Well, CBS also infamously edited that Kamala Harris interview, and now the person in charge of CBS News is gone. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know what his ideological takes are, but the fact that he came from ABC News does not give me a lot of hope.
Well, it's hard to say. These things are so large. It's hard to say exactly, what his beliefs might be. So we'll do some digging here, folks. We'll see if we can figure out what's going on. But it would be very interesting to know, Tom Zebrowski, can he go middle of the road? Is that what he's being tasked to do here? You would assume whoever is being brought in, that would be agenda item number 1. But hard to say.
This is one of those things where we can only be so familiar with so many things at the same time. It seems like getting media literacy on the media themselves and not just the garbage that they spew out, knowing where these people come from and what they've been responsible for in the past. We need a Brian Stelzer who's not a nut job.
Now, my understanding is that Zebrowski is out of San Francisco, so
well, there you go.
Pour one out for CBS. Pour one out. All right, panel. Any other thoughts?
Quick comment. Just a quick comment. I was just kind of glancing at that Deadline article regarding Warner Brothers dropping their DEI language. A lot of it is just language. It seems like they're still going forward. Try to maybe shift things in a different direction, but they're really still going to have that same mindset, and it's the mindset that matters. You can change the name of the of your initiatives, but if you don't get the mindset that created the initiatives out of the place in the first place, then you're still going to be back to square one. A lot of these studios are just trying to, maybe toe the line, tippy toe along the fence of, all right, we're not going to really call it DEI, but it's still going to be DEI. Like, we're still seeing that happening. But one of the statements that they sent in the memo they sent to their team, it says, as storytellers, to truly and deeply connect with those global audiences, it's imperative that we understand and reflect the incredible depth of their lives and experiences. One of the problems I got when it comes to Hollywood is that they keep trying to cater to this global audience. They want to make, everybody come and watch their movies, inclusivity and all of that, where this is a lot of the places where they've gone off the rails. They should just be trying to cater to the audiences that are here in our country. I don't understand this idea of trying to cater to everybody and absolutely pleasing no one. That's one of the biggest issues that I think we see in Hollywood today, is that everybody's trying to, spread their net far and wide and catch as many dollars out there across the world, when reality is you just need to take care of home base first. And guess what? If you do that, then you're going to end up, making everybody happy. That's when Hollywood grew. Hollywood grew not by trying to do what everyone else in the world was doing, but doing something that was specific to our culture here in America. So I don't understand why they keep doing this, trying to reach out to global audiences. I guess I do because of the money, but ultimately it just goes belly up anyway. And you end up having, we got to pull back all these DEI initiatives because we just didn't get the job done and we're not making any money. And now, Paramount's losing money and they're about to go under. It's just, stop trying to cater to the global audience. That's the only thing I have to say.
No, I think you're exactly right. And the other companies, they have the margin that they can do what they're doing, right? Disney can do what they're doing because there's a long way to reach bottom. And they've been working on it, right? They're chiseling away at the foundation, no doubt. Paramount, however, they don't have that room anymore. They are the mouse in the terrarium with the snake. They're in the corner, and they need a way out. They need an escape plan. The escape plan is go back to sanity. We'll keep an eye on it, folks. And it is time to put a bow on it, for this one, folks, is a gift to everybody who wants to know exactly what's going on in the entertainment industry. And we are so joyful that you were there to receive it. We hope that you had a great time. An attitude of gratitude on this channel every single time you decide to spend time with us. As we get ready to say goodbye, we only ask a few simple things. Click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, and stick it to those algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. And folks, as you get ready to head out that door, do you have a place on social media that you love to share this sort of thing? Hey, you can make this YouTube video sing by putting it out there for your friends, your family, and for those weirdos who just won't leave you alone. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.